Hi, everybody. This is Thursday, and I decided to make this a Throwback Thursday. I forgot to talk about the picture that I posted a couple days ago on the community tab, and I asked if anybody knew who everybody was here besides me. That little short one's me. Um, whoops. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Um, yeah, I got my reflection of my light. um, yeah. So somebody mentioned, was it Iris Kyle? I think that was after I competed. I think that's how you say her name. But I'm gonna kind of try to stall and wait just a few minutes to see if anybody comes on, so I don't have to say again. But if you're watching this video after it's not live anymore, just remember this is a live replay. No, 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 no. Sorry. Hey, 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 quiet, girls. Ziva, Ziva. No, no, baby. Hey. Sorry about that. I see one person's on here. I hope that wasn't too loud. um, Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so if you are watching this after it's not live anymore, just remember it's a live replay. So, anyway, this is the Throwback Thursday photo. And I was thinking this might be kind of fun to do every Thursday, is me pick a picture and just, kind of reminisce a little bit. But so the question was, do you guys know who these are? And let's see if I can get. Yeah, I've dropped my phone a few times. Can you tell? um, Wait, hold on. There we go. Okay, I had to bring it back. Okay, so this one right here, this is Anne Marie Cook. I don't know if it's Cook or Cooks, but she was a heavyweight. She competed back when I competed too on the national level. And you can see I'm 4'11". That's me, 4'11". And you can see how big she was. My head came to her boobies. Whenever I'd see her in person, she would kind of always laugh and make fun of that. Very nice lady, though. And the second one here, so this was at a local bodybuilding show in Florida. I can't remember which one it was, but us three were just there, just there to watch, and she actually competed. So does anybody know who this is? And I can't remember if it was like maybe the Southern States or something like that. And I think she got her pro card, or not her pro card. She got qualified to compete in the nationals. I think that's when she got hers. I was already competing on the national level, and so was Anne Marie. And hi. No, I'm not sure who that is, but no, wait, this is disappearing again. Hold on a second. Okay. So anyway, yeah, Anne Marie, both of us were competing on the national level, and this is Denise Messino. I think that's how you say her last name. I should have looked these up before I started talking about them. I think it Denise Messino, and this one I think her name is Denise. I don't remember her last name, but she competed. She competed in the fitness division. So back in this time, I think this was like 1994, And back then they didn't have the figure and the physique and bikini and stuff like that. They just had bodybuilding, and then they had the fitness. And the fitness then was where you wore the evening gown, and the routines were kind of like gymnastic type routines. So she did that division. And I believe her name was Denise, but she was the girlfriend of somebody that I worked with my diet in, I think it was 93 and 94. The very, very end of 93, and then 94. And yeah, so Anne Marie, I remember, let's see, what year was it? She competed, yeah, gosh, I don't remember. This keeps, okay, there we go. Um, yeah, she competed, um, gosh, I don't remember. See, I need to like start writing all this stuff down now that I'm getting older. And yeah, remember, like, this is 94. I don't think she competed. I competed in 94 in the nationals. She might have competed that year. But in 94, I got second in the lightweight class in 94. And yeah, I don't know if she was competing that year or not, but I competed on the national level from my first national show was the Junior USA, and that was in 1990. I got second in that. And then I did, I won the, I won the Florida in 91, went to the USA for my first time. And I was thinking that I had to win my weight class to get my pro card. And I won my weight class out of, like, I think 24 women won my weight class. I thought I was a pro, and I find out later that you had to win the overall. And I missed the overall by, I don't know, three. I forget how the points worked, but I took 1 point away from the overall winner. And the overall winner was the middleweight, and that was Nancy Lewis that year, I believe. And yeah, so it was kind of back to the drawing board. So I did the nationals that year, and I probably should have skipped them. I don't think I placed in the top 5. I think I got sixth place if I remember right. My body just wasn't changing. So yeah, so I did the nationals, and then it was the next year that I started doing the nationals every year. So 92, 93, 94, 95. So 4 years in a row I did the nationals and always placed 4. And then, wait, did I say 95? 92, 93, 94, 95. Yeah, 4 years. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. So 4 years, counting 91. So I competed on the national level. Well, in 90, I did the Junior USA in 90. So 5 years. And actually, well, but it was 4 years for the nationals. Then 96, I did the USA a second time. And there were only 4 lightweights that year, but I won the overall. So that's what made me get my pro card, was so I still beat out everybody, all the women there that year. So yeah, that's my Throwback Thursday. And I wanted to give a soreness update. So my my shoulders right here aren't that sore, but my rear delts are sore. They're the most sore. I feel my shoulders a little bit here. My back, really not so much. So it's been about 24 hours, I think. My my lower back a little bit just from like propping myself up. Lower back's not used to that, so my lower back got sore in a good way, though, and my quads a little bit. Not near as bad as last time, but that's why I stopped, because I knew I was going to feel them. So I'm glad I didn't do any more, because they're really not too bad. I do feel them. And then my, I'm going to scoot out here. My glutes, like right up here, like the top part. So I'm sure that was from, let me turn this way. That was from holding my leg up, because I can feel that right there. So holding my leg up for the rows. I feel my lats a tiny bit, and yeah, I don't really feel the bottom part of my glute. It's more up here, but I feel my upper hamstring from the one-legged stiff legs. So yeah, so like not really bad. I would say my glutes are probably the most sore. So kind of happy about that. They feel nice and tight. So yeah, is there anybody here that like did that workout? I did post the exercises in the description under that video. And I think something else I'm going to start doing, because, you know, live videos are probably more fun when you're watching them live, because you can participate and, you know, make comments and stuff like that. But if somebody's watching lives after the fact, you know, it's like you don't really get to participate, and you have to kind of wait through the chit chat or whatever. What I thought, because yesterday's live, there was some really good stuff that would be good to like post, and I downloaded that video. And what I think I'm going to start doing with some of the lives, if there's any good parts, I'm going to edit it down to just like those parts and like post those as like separate videos too. So, you know, there was some good stuff. I think it was mostly after the workout that I talked about, that good information. And then also, I think another thing I might do is just take all the workout parts, the exercise, you know, where it's showing the exercises, and put that together, you know, so it's not all spread out. So somebody that wants to see the workout can see it, like, and get the exercises and then do them, instead of having to like wade through an hour and a half of video. So that's another thing that I want to start doing. So, yeah, do you guys want to say hi? There's 2 people here, yay! So anyway, I want to talk about my new books I got. I just got these. They just came today, right before I started this live. So, yep, the book of Genesis and the book of Isaiah. So I was excited to get these, and these are the Passion Translation. So I'm curious to look through those, and I got this a while back, and I wanted to read today's, yeah, Jesus Calling. I wanted to read today's message. It was really good, because I had an interesting thought just a little bit ago, and yeah, and I read this, and oh, hi, Fitman. I read this and I thought it was really good. And it reminded me of a video that I posted on here in 2010 or 11. And it was my Jesus Made Me a New Woman, Superwoman. It reminded me of that, because it says, when some basic need is lacking, time, energy, money, consider yourself blessed. Your very lack is an opportunity to latch onto me in unashamed dependence. When you begin a day with inadequate resources, you must concentrate your efforts on the present moment. This is where you are meant to live, in the present. it is the place where I always await you. And I think that's like so true. You know, yesterday when I was doing my workout, I had different energy for that workout than I did with the previous one. And it is kind of like a time to like, I felt like I was just kind of falling back on him. You know, it's like he helped me through that workout. You know, it wasn't my strength to do it. It was through him. And I remember when I made that video of Jesus made me a new woman, superwoman. You know, that video was all about giving him the glory of competing that year. I did 4 shows that year, and it's like I did it with him. You know, and there were comments like, "No, you did it yourself." And I said, "No, I couldn't have done it without him." And that was the first time I ever competed, you know, after being born again and being saved. And this right here, awareness of your inadequacy is a rich blessing, training you to rely wholeheartedly on me. The truth is that self sufficiency is a myth perpetuated by pride and temporary success. And that's true. You know, it's like people are like, well, you did it yourself, you know. It's like, no. Health and wealth can disappear instantly, as can life itself. Rejoice in your insufficiency, knowing that my power is made perfect in weakness. And I think I talked about this in one of the live videos not too long ago, that I saw a movie a long time ago, and I don't remember what it was called, but and I don't remember if these were the exact words, but it's like the words that stuck in my mind were, within your weakness there lies your power sleeping. And I think that's God, and that's Jesus. It's like, you know, when you're feeling like yesterday, I felt low key, but I didn't feel bad. I just felt low key. You actually sometimes end up getting better workouts that, you know, in that state than you do in other states. You know, but the verses for that is, which I'm going to look these up later. James 1, verse 2 to 3, and also 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9. So I'm going to look that up later. But so my interesting thought that I had yesterday, because I watched 2 videos. One was last night, but I watched it again today. And it was, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of her, and it just popped up on my when I was on YouTube, and it's like, I've never heard of her. She has a very big following. She almost has like 1 million subscribers. Stephanie Buttermore, I think is her name. And I watched the video that came up, and it was about how she learned a lesson that she didn't know she needed to learn, and that was back in 2019. And I watched her video, and I thought it was very interesting because she was super lean. She made her videos on being very lean, and she said that she needed to learn that, you know, she ended up gaining weight, finally gaining weight, but she was always lean. She had abs. She looked really good, and she looked good afterwards too. But her point was, or the lesson that she had to learn was, she says, I always felt like I had to be lean and ripped to have credibility on YouTube. And I could kind of relate in a way. I think that's why I've kind of always disappeared, was because I'm just not in that state anymore. I'm not a competitor. I'm not going to be lean like that anymore. You can't live like that all the time. That's like unrealistic to stay in that kind of shape all the time. And if you try, it's like the things that she commented about were, she was always tired, she was irritable, moody, you know, and it's like hungry. She was always hungry, and she was very food focused. And I remember that too. You know, it's like you do when you deprive yourself of certain things, and your calories are lower, or basically your carbs are lower. Um, your your um, your energy's lower, you know. But she made the videos and was always like positive and happy, but you know, she wasn't really being her true self and like what she was really feeling. Um, you know, like yesterday, I was more low key, but I felt good. I was good. I was just being in the present, and I just did my workout from that point. You know, so you want to be who you are, and watching her and like what she went through, and she's gained weight. I'm going to go and watch more of her videos because I really liked the way that she put her videos together, and I liked her message. So I want to look at her videos after she's like put on the weight, um, because you know, I was kind of feeling that way, not like at home, but being on here, you know, because I started this channel getting ready for these contests and like being in shape, and you draw a certain crowd. And she talked about that too. She says, I knew I was going to lose subscribers, and she says that's okay, but I think she gained other subscribers, and I always felt that way too, because it's like I can't just compete because I want certain subscribers to like what I'm doing and like my who I am, you know. And it's like, just because I don't look that way anymore and I don't compete doesn't mean that I am not credible. I still have all that knowledge up in my head. I still know how to train. I still know how to help people that would want to do that. Um, so I thought that was like very, it was uplifting to me to see that. And, you know, like I said yesterday, it's like the the things that I'm going to be posting now, I'm probably going to lose subscribers, and I did. You know, I think it was like a little over a month ago I came back and did my first being off of here for a while, and I lost subscribers, and but I've gained some back, and the longer this goes on, I might lose more, and that's okay. It's like I'm not here to try to be somebody else to please the subscribers that don't want to watch what I have to talk about today and the way that I train today. My training is going to be probably more like yesterday, you know, where it's like I kind of felt bad that I only did 2 sets on some things and 1 set on one thing. But you know what? It's like I have to listen to my body, because I didn't want to get sore, but I wanted to like get a good workout. And for me, that was a really good workout. For where I am today, that was a really good workout. And that's a good lesson too. You know, it's like you don't want to compare yourself to other people and try to keep up with what somebody else is doing. You need to fit your workouts for you, um, for your fitness level. And I have a little light up here. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit because it's like it's blinding me. Is that okay? It's I see like a little circle. I'm gonna show you. I'm on a roll of what I'm talking about, but she said I could like post it, so I hope this is okay. But this is my client this morning. She's the one I do the in-home online sessions with. She was asking me if I could see her face, and I said no. I says, but let me take a picture of what I'm seeing right now. And this is what I was seeing. There she is, and it's like the light was like her head. So is this lighting okay? I can maybe do like the first one. Yeah, I just don't want it to be like, you know, I want the picture to look nice. So that's a little bit better. That second one was like, yeah, just when I blink, I can see that circle. um, so I think, for me anyway, that's kind of what made it hard for me to come back to this channel, because I knew I was different and I just felt good being away from it because I could be me and not feel bad about it. And my interesting thought that like came to me just a little bit ago, and I really started thinking about it, is like, wow, it was almost like watching her stuff, it's almost like I thought to myself, I need to lower my standards for myself, to not be, to not feel like I need to, like, you know, look a certain way. Then I thought, that's like a messed up thought. It's really about raising my standards to God's standard, because God's standard is like, it's not all about how you look, it's about who you are, and God loves you no matter what, and it's like I'm raising my standard to, like, you know, love myself, which I have learned how to do that. I've learned how to, like, be happy and not have to look a certain way. Right now, though, I do want to get back to my training again, but like I did yesterday, and not feel like I need to do more because you guys are watching, which was kind of hard yesterday because I know now, you guys are probably more fit than I am. And it was hard to say, okay, I'm just going to stop at 2. I felt like a weakling, but it's not about that. It's about training for you and where you are. And I have other things going on in my life, like I was talking about yesterday, that it's like I want to try to juggle and balance everything. And, the main thing is like listening to your body. And I listen, and I'm like the perfect soreness today. And I know the more consistent I can be with it, I'll be able to do a little bit more. But I knew if I did, I was going to be like I was last leg workout, and I didn't want to get that sore. So, yeah, so I thought that was an interesting thought, because as a human, it's like I need to lower my standards. So I'm, just, but it's like, no, you need to raise your standards. And, I'm happy. I like my life, and I'm not hungry. I don't focus on food. When you compete and when you're trying to, like, look a certain way, your food does kind of, that does become your primary focus, is your food. And especially if you're not allowing yourself to have certain things, it's like when you deprive yourself and say you can't have something, human nature is, it makes you want that thing more. When you say you can't have it, it's like you want it more. And having freedom to love yourself the way you are. I've learned from being away from this channel, I've learned to that it's not all about your looks, but doing, having a career of something that is based on the way you look, and then competing for all the years that I competed, it's kind of a hard mind frame to get away from, as far as, you can tend to beat yourself up. And me getting away from competing, because I came back in 2010 and competed, and then getting away from it again, I think that was like my last time. But I won't say never, because you never know. But I think that was my last time. I think that I needed to do for me. Oh, hi. How are you doing? I needed to do that last time for me, being older, because when I got my pro card, I was 28. And then when I came back in 2010, I was 42. And I think I needed to just do it one more time, just to see if I still could, and to get back in touch with myself again, because I kind of gotten away from lifting, gotten into my horses and stuff, and I needed to do that again. And yeah, then I got away from it again, and just enjoying life, and learning other things, doing other things, because when you compete, whether I did it like back in the 80s and 90s, and then when I did it in 2010, it's like that's your focus. It's like I was doing towards the end, I was doing 2 cardio sessions a day, about 45 minutes each time, and that I worked up to that. I started in February, and I did a show in June, a show in August, a show in September, and a show in the beginning of November. So I did 4 shows that year. And yeah, so you're doing your cardio, your training, you're preparing your food. I would do it at nighttime for the day before, so it's a lot of work. And it's like, and you do get tired, and you don't feel like doing anything else. And you look really good. You look good, but you don't want to do anything else. At least I didn't anyway. I just wanted to, I went to work and trained my clients. I worked out. I did my cardio mostly at home. I do in the morning before I went to work, and then I do later at night. And then I would train at the gym and then come home, start fixing my food for the next day, and then just was like, okay, I'm done. Took care of my animals and everything, but it's like, yeah, just now it's like I have so much more energy and I'm happier, and I don't look quite the same, but I'm a lot happier now than I was back then. So, yeah, so it's really about raising your standards to God's standards and loving yourself no matter what, just like He does. He loves us no matter what. And it's about enjoying life. And I like this here where it says, when you begin a day with inadequate resources, you must concentrate your efforts on the present moment. This is where you are meant to live, in the present. It is the place where I always await you. And that's like so true. Just learning to be in the present and enjoying life. That's why I like to spend a lot of my time with my horses and my animals, because they live in the present. And it's like you can just feel, God's presence too around animals. So if you ever have a hard time getting to that moment, get around your animals or go out in nature. My horses are in my backyard, and it's just like so peaceful, especially like today. The sun's out today. The only thing is, like, it's a little windy today, though. So I was going to go out and ride, but I don't know. It depends on how windy it is. But the sun's out. I might even just like go out and just like sit outside, because it's just so peaceful and it makes you so happy. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. So yeah, so we talked about the Throwback Thursday. Let me bring that picture back up. So yeah, it was this picture that I posted. Right? So yeah, I might do that more often. It's kind of fun to reminisce about, old photos, because I'm never going to look like that again. I think I can say that pretty confidently, that I'm never going to look like that again, because I don't want to. I don't have that desire to be that big anymore. My goal now, somebody asked me that, yeah, not too long ago, a couple weeks ago or so, what my goals are. I don't really know exactly what my goals are. My goals, I think, now that I'm thinking about it, is kind of like yesterday's workout, like that. And the arm workout that I did a couple days before that is like, just do something, and that reminds me of another video that I watched this morning, and it was by Joyce Meyer. And I don't know if you know who she is. She's a pastor. She's on TV a lot. And this is her Bible that I have. I have like a few different Bibles. But she I don't know if you know who she is or if you watch her, but I've noticed like lately she's looking really good. And she's, I watched a video today and it was on physical and spiritual health, or it might have been physical and spiritual fitness, but either way, it was very interesting. She was in her home and she had her gym in the background, and she talked about how she's been working out for the last 14 years. Her husband's been working out for 55 years and was always trying to get her to work out. But I've noticed over the last few years or so how you can tell she's like taking it seriously. And she was talking about how important fitness is, especially during this quarantine time, because it does get your endorphins going. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel more positive and not get depressed. And that's so true. And I was leading to something about what she said. Shoot. Oh, she said when she started, she said she had it in her mind that, and this is the way my mind is too. It's like if I don't feel like I have like a lot of time, I just like skip it, because I have so many. I have 6 horses, I have 5 dogs, I have indoor cats, then I have garage cats, which are indoor outdoor, and then I have totally wild feral cats outside. So that's my little kitty cat. One of them. So probably total cats that we take care of, about 40. 40 cats total. And yeah, and then just, I don't have my clients at the gym anymore, but I do have my one client. And I do offer Skype sessions or Facebook Messenger sessions if anybody's interested. Just comment below, or you can email me at clifftofit@yahoo.com. So right now I just have one client that I do on Facebook Messenger. So we've been doing that for a while. My other clients really aren't that technical as far as like video type stuff. So I kind of lost them until the gyms open back up. But yeah, now what was I saying? That was, see how I get sidetracked? Oh, so, if I don't feel like I have enough time because I have to go do this or do that, or, oh, and I have 2 fish tanks too. One's 125 gallon and the other is 55 gallon. So, a lot of times I'll just skip my workout because I have to do this, I have to do that, I want to go out and ride. But the other day, it occurred to me, it's like, you know what, I'm just going to go in there and just do, 4 or 5 sets, 6 sets for arms. And I did. I think it was 5 sets I ended up doing. I got a good pump and I felt good afterwards. And it's like, you know what, I need to just start doing that. Just go in, just do, get a little pump and then, be good. That's it. And that's what Joyce Meyer was saying in her video. And it's like, I can relate. That's like so true. Just do something because it's better than nothing. And it's like it feels so weird for me. Let me see. Let me pull up a picture here if I can find one really quick. Let's see. Shoot, it's going to take me too long. Do you guys want me to look up a picture real quick? Let's see if I can, shoot, my mind's just going blank. Let's see, I want to find, here we go. Okay, so I'm on Facebook here. And I always have a hard time finding where to find my photos. This is my page. This is my Cliff DeCoulter Perez. Okay, wait, here we go. Cliff DeCoulter Perez, pro athlete, I think is the name of it. But let's see if it's timeline, maybe. Okay, here we go. This was a Throwback Thursday picture that I posted on there a long time ago. So that was 1992. That was the day after the, 92 Nationals. So look at my shoulders and triceps. I was pretty lean for this one. This was probably the leanest I had been to date. And I got second that year, I think. And see, that was 92. See the big hair? So it's funny, like, me saying the things that I say today, because if nobody knew me, you know, they would think, oh, she's so cute, she's such a little beginner. You know, it's like, just work out for 5 minutes is better than nothing. You know, when it's like, when I used to look like that. But it's kind of because I did look like that and did put a lot into everything. It's like, it's just like so freeing to not have to do it. And I mean, that was my life back then. That's all I did. Thank you. That's all I did, though. You know, it's like now my life is so different. And I have so much more going on in my life. And you know, my life has changed. So, okay, so this is back in 2010. This is when I did some figure and physique. So this is toned down a lot. And I did make a video not too long ago, kind of talking about a certain subject that I'm still debating if I want to post it or not. And I kind of also want to, it's just me sitting out in the pasture. I got done feeding the horses. A lot of things come to me then. I think it's because I'm out in nature. I'm out with the horses. They're in the present. It brings me to the present, and I get like a lot of like ideas or understandings. And oh, you like 2010 more? Thank you. I do too. I do too now. And I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind getting in. Not like that, because that, I mean, that was dieting, that was fixing my food. I was eating a lot of protein then. I don't even think, I mean, I don't have any clients now, so I'm not making any money, so I couldn't even afford to eat that much protein if I wanted to now. But that's why keto is good too, you know, so I can kind of supplement some fat instead of all the protein. It's a little more affordable. Plus, it keeps me from thinking about food. You know, this, when you're eating a lot of protein, lower carbs. My carbs were, I would say, probably 60 to 80 grams. So it's kind of, wasn't low, but it was like moderate carbs. You know, and not taking in a little bit of fat, but not a lot of fat. But yeah, I'll just wait until this stops. My protein intake for that show was probably around 160 grams of protein a day. give or take a little bit, rough average from what I remember. And yeah, I wouldn't mind looking like that all the time, but it's just not realistic to look like that all the time. But I would like to just get a little more fit again. And, because it's like they say if you don't use it, you lose it. And I'm starting to feel that. I'll be 53 in October. And I want to stay. I'm noticing, like, I think my saddle, one of my show saddles is 35 pounds. And because I'm so little, I have a hard time flinging up this way. So the way that I do it is I hold it and I lift it up this way and then I press it up and then I set it on my horse. And I'm noticing that's like a little harder to do than it used to be. And so, kind of my purpose for working out nowadays is to just feel fit, feel stronger, because I feel like like my muscles have atrophied, especially my legs, and I want to get them toned up more, get my arms toned up and my shoulders, and just, have that strength to be able to lift and press my saddle and set it on my horse, because I look at my mom is 70, I think she just turned 78. And yeah, she has a hard time with that kind of stuff. And I need to get her to come and work out with me in a live video. We could do a live video. That was one of my other lights. I had another light up there that just went out. Shoot. I hope this doesn't look too dark. But yeah, I need to like maybe do some lives with her, get her working out again, because that was another thing that Joyce Meyer talked about too, is like, you know, just moving so you don't lose what you have. And it's like, that's so true. Oh, thank you very much. um, so it's like I'm thinking about, yeah, they'll come back fast. If I can just get myself consistent, just being consistent and, doing the lives with you guys kind of helps a little bit. Like yesterday, I was like, because like I said, I was feeling low key and it was just kind of like, it's like, I don't want to have to like put my makeup on. It was like a day off for me. So the one client that I do train, she's Tuesdays and Thursdays now. It used to be Mondays and Wednesdays. And she's Tuesdays and Thursdays now. And it's just like so nice to like get up in the morning. I have my coffee, I read the Bible, watch a couple of videos, go out and feed the horses, come back in, maybe have some more coffee, and not have to put my makeup on. And yesterday was like my first Wednesday that I had off, and I was like, oh, I said I was going to do the live Wednesday. It's like, and I was like, no, you know what? It's like, you're not really doing anything else. Just go ahead, put your makeup on, commit. Lately, it's like, I mean, I committed myself so much, when I competed. It's just like, I just like to have like my free time and my free days whenever I can. And it's like, you know what? No, it's like, get your makeup on, get ready, and just commit, because I do want to grow this channel again. I want to come back to it. And I feel good about coming back to it the way that I'm going to come back to it now, which I'm not really sure exactly what that is, other than kind of like yesterday, like that kind of stuff. And just hoping and praying that that like helps somebody. The things that I do, it's not going to be probably as exciting and interesting for maybe people that subscribed to me back then. But that's okay. That's not who I am, and I have to be true to who I am now. And I do want to do some of this, read some of this. Maybe on Sundays, or maybe just like today, like just reading this one today, and just talking about that kind of stuff, because it is about the physical and the spiritual fitness. And I just redid my banner, because the banner that I had before was like at a time where I was trying to fit a square into a round circle. So I had already started to change, but I was still trying to go back to what I was, kind of because of the channel, and it just wasn't working. It just wasn't fitting. And it's like I was in a totally different place then. I'm not even sure when those pictures are from. Probably, I don't know, 2014 is like sticking in my mind. I don't know if that's when it was or not, but I was trying to come back, and like in that way, and it's like it just wasn't fitting. So I changed the banner, and that picture is actually back from when I first started the channel. That's what I looked like, and I wouldn't mind getting that trim again, but if I don't, that's okay too. I had fun yesterday. I had a good workout yesterday, and there's that part of me that wants to do more, so somebody else that's watching, so they get a good workout. But it's like I have to listen to me, just like whoever's working out has to listen to them. And yeah, so I'm changing, and the banner is, when I did start this channel, it was Cliff to Fit, and the fit wasn't to be fit. The fit stood for focused integrated training. And the stuff that I talked about yesterday in the workout. So even though I'm not doing a whole lot or as much as you guys can, I can still talk about that kind of stuff. And that's the part that I downloaded that live video, so I can pick out the parts that I was talking about, focusing on the muscles and stuff. That's the integration, and that's the focus. Those are the things that take you to the next level. So if you're trying to break a plateau or get bigger or whatever, it's those kind of things that I like to talk about too, that I still haven't forgotten those things. So even though I don't look the part, I still know how to get to that part, to that look. So, there is some good stuff that, and kind of for that kind of stuff, sometimes it's hard for me to just like turn on the video camera and talk about it. It doesn't come out. Stuff like that comes out when I'm talking to somebody, and one thing leads to another, and that stuff comes out. I don't think I've ever really totally explained some of that the way that I did yesterday. And, but that stuff comes out like when I'm talking to my clients. So it's like it has to have a reason and a purpose, so if I'm talking to somebody, like I'm talking to you guys, or like I did in the live workout, that's part of the reason why I like the live workouts too, because I feel like I'm talking to somebody, like there's somebody, that I'm talking to, that's like really listening. When and that, like, it came about because of like what I was doing, because I was training, and it like came about, some of that stuff, so it just kind of came out. Sometimes if I go to like just sit down and like talk about something like that, my mind just goes blank. It just doesn't flow. So I need somebody to be listening, I think, for it to flow. I need to be doing it like what I was doing, then it came out. So that's why I want to like take those parts out and make a separate video for those. So I'm going to start doing that too. And yeah, I don't know if I was going someplace else with that or not, but I'm not sure where oh, there's the time. Oh my gosh. We're almost at an hour. So does anybody have any questions or want to say anything? I think I'm about done. I like this part about being in the present, because that's where I think it's like where we're supposed to try to live, is in the present. That's where that's where the faith is, was in the present. I think that, like, this quarantine thing, it's helped me to build a stronger relationship with Jesus, and it's it's helped a lot. I think it's helping a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that have either found Jesus, newly found Jesus, or had already known Jesus, and then it's brought them closer to Him. It's like, because when you're at home and you can't really do all the things that you did, it kind of slows you down. And that's what the present feels like to me, is like just slowed down. And I think that's probably what I was feeling yesterday, was just, I was low key, but I think, when I'm in the present, I do kind of feel low key. I just feel centered and calm, and I feel good. It gets you out of your mind. I think, sometimes before this happened, with some of the clients that I work with, it's like, they're busy, 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 and they come to the gym, and it's like, that's part of the biggest part of my job, is to get them out of their mind and get them back in touch with their body and get them in the present. Because I think when you're in your body, you're in the present. Being aware of your body and your mind and connecting the two. And that's what the focused integrated training is. It's like you're integrating your mind and your body, bringing them together with your breath, so you're whole. And once you get in touch with that, then that's where your power is. And that's just being in the present. But if you're living in your mind, you're usually not in the present. You're not in touch with your body. So in your mind, you're usually in the future or in the past. So you're either like thinking about what you need to do in the future, or you're in the past thinking about what used to be. And it's like, I heard one time, and I think I've said this before, it's like, I heard that living in the past will depress you, or I should say, depression comes about from living in the past, and anxiety comes about from being in the future. And it's like all just living in your head. And if you're living in your head, most of my clients are older. I have one in her 60s, and then everybody else, well, and I did have, right before the gym closed, a couple months or so before the gym closed, I did have a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old. So it's like, I've kind of up until that point, I was like known as the senior citizen trainer at the gym, which is kind of funny because most people don't know that I used to look, wait, where's that one picture? Most people in the gym, I've been, the gym that I was in before it closed, yeah, let me see. I've been at that gym since 2013, so it was 7 years in January. And so I wasn't competing, like I said, last time I competed was 2010. So that was the other gym. So people knew me and knew about my competing and stuff. And but since I moved to this other gym in 2013, because that gym closed down, so the gym I was at before everything closed down, nobody really knows that I used to compete, and then I got my pro card and used to look like that. So they know me from just looking like I do today. And it's like, oh, she's so good with the senior citizens, It's like, most of my clients in are in their 70s, and I have one like 84 or 85. So they're older, they're retired, and that's what I've been training for the past 7 years or so. And yeah, just before the gym closed, I started training a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old. So I kind of went to the other extreme and was excited about that, two totally different types of workouts that you do. Although the couple that I've been training for 24 years, they're mid 70s to late 70s. They are like really fit. I've been training them for 24 years. And yeah, they can do more than my 14 and 16-year-olds can. And I know I was leading to something about that, but oh, about getting out of the mind and the focused integrated training. It's like, so a lot of my clients are older, and it's not good to just be in your mind, especially when you're older, because when you're older, I think that's when, they say your muscle mass decreases as you get older. Your balance goes as you get older. That's why older people will fall and break their hip, because they lose their balance. And it's like, my belief is it's because they're not in touch with their bodies. It's like, and just living in the head, which, if you're just in your head, you ever notice how your body feels if you're just in your head and not in touch with your body? It's like you're going to feel top heavy. But I think I've done this for so long that it's like I don't ever really just live in my head and forget about my body. I'm always aware of like how my body's moving and everything like that. But most people that aren't really athletic, or they started late in life, like my couple that I've been training for 24 years, they had only worked out 6 months before me. They had met a trainer, they just started working out. So they started like late 40s, early 50s, and never did anything before. He was in the Marines when he was younger, so it's not like he was like, you know, not, he wasn't like out of, like, what do I want to say? What are the words? He needed to get more fit again, but he wasn't like obese or anything. He was still thin. She was thin and had never really done any type of workout before. So, you know, oh, you're so sweet. You just made my day. But the thing that I talk about and teach them is to, okay, you're in the gym now. Quit thinking about what you have to do when you leave here. It's like, we need to come to the present now and get in touch with your body. And by the time they leave, they're in touch with their body. So they've gotten that mind-body connection. They've integrated the two. And it all has to do with the breathing. And hold on a second. I'm doing a live, honey. So getting them integrated and in their body, so they're not top heavy, so they're aware of their balance. Because if you're top heavy and in your head, your balance is going to be off. So when you stub your toe on something, it's going to be easier to fall and break something. So that integration is the thing that like improves your balance, and especially as you get older. So when you stub your toe on something, you don't lose your balance and fall. So it gets you in your body, and I think that's very important. Getting older. Oh, hi. Are you just getting up? Is this starting your day? I'm glad you're here. Yeah, because it's like I've worked out for so long that, yeah, I'll step on something. I'll step on something, or, hit something, and I don't really lose my balance that much. I just kind of reposition, my body. But, I've seen some of my clients, sometimes they're in the gym and they'll like, start to trip on something, and it just totally throws them off. It's like, were you in your body? They're like, no. So that's what the, for my new banner, that's what the focused integrated training is. It's like, it's just combining the mind and the body together, integrating the two so you're whole. And then when you do that too, it changes your breathing. Your breathing flows more. It flows from a deeper place, from your diaphragm, instead of just up here. Because when you live in your head, it's like the energy kind of stops here. And that's why you're top heavy, because you're not really breathing deep. So yeah, the slightest little thing, somebody could walk and like just tap you and push you over when you're in that state. But if you're back and inside your body, it's like your stance is going to be stronger. You're going to be more stable. Your base is going to be more stable. Another way I explain the integration too is like when you are in your body, it gets you connected to your core, right? Because now you're breathing from your core and not just up here, right? Just off the top of your lungs. When you're in your body, you're breathing from down here. So that gets you in touch with your core, which connects your lower body and your upper body. So until you can get to that deep breathing from your belly, you're not really in your body. And I can feel that in my clients, like as soon as they come in, it's like I can feel that they're just like, they're empty. They have no legs, basically. They're just up here. And you can feel that they're empty. And then you can also see it in the way that they do their exercises too. Their exercises are going to be hollow or empty. You can just tell it's like there's no substance to what they're doing. It's just kind of like emotion. So it's like when you get in your body. My client that I trained this morning, we were talking about, she has like some bad wrists, so we haven't, in a forearm, so we haven't really been able to do like a lot of bicep stuff where she's holding, or back stuff where she's, has to grip. So just recently we added the workout tubes and just keep her palms open like this so she doesn't have to grip. And when she was doing them today, I said, okay, so now I want you to flex. When you come up, we're going to make it a little bit harder. I want you to flex when you come up. Just like if you're going to do like a bicep pose and like flex, that's what you're doing when you're curling up. So it's coming from inside your arm. You're flexing as you're coming up and then feeling it on the way down. And she did it and she was like, wow. And I'm like, you just went from just feeling your bicep to using your bicep. Because when you get inside, you're working from the inside out. That just takes you to a whole nother level. So that's the, my clients, it's like I, get to talk about a lot of this stuff where a lot of people that have subscribed on here, I'm sure you guys probably already know, that kind of stuff. So, anyway, anybody have any questions? Or is there something you want me to talk about? Although we are a little over an hour. I'm probably not going to ride today anyway because it looks like it's still pretty windy. So, yeah, what time is it anyway? What time is it? 2 o'clock. Yeah, let me just see something here. Oh, yes, I am, my upper back, not that much, which I didn't really feel that much. My lats, oh, actually, yeah, I do feel, oh, it's 7 in the morning. Oh, wow. I knew you got up later, but I wasn't sure. It's 7 a.m. now. Oh, wow. Okay, you get up early. Yeah, actually now that, it's a little bit farther in the day, I do feel my upper back a little bit. Um, my lats a teeny tiny bit. My lower back got sore from, yeah, just doing that. I can feel, um, yeah, but that was from like, propping myself up, for the bent over rows and something else. There was something else. Oh, the rear delts. That's one of my kitty cats. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Don't put your butt to the camera. um, yeah, the bending over for the rear dumbbell raises, that too, propping myself up, I could feel my lower back. So not in the spine. It's like the two muscles along my spine. Yeah, for my cat, don't put your butt in the camera. um, but yeah, my rear delts got sore. My shoulders here a little bit, not as bad, but yeah, my rear delts, because it's been a while since I did my rear delts. My shoulders I did not too long, like about 2 weeks ago, I think, with you guys, on one of the lives. So, um, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I just dug some stuff out of my car because I kept a lot of that stuff in my car and just, would carry it into the gym and then back. And I just took some of that out of my car. So I have the thicker fabric bands, the booty bands, I think they're called, and then I have the smaller um, rubber bands. Oh, really? Oh, cool. Um, yeah, I'll have to do um, some research on just like band workouts and stuff. I have my couple of favorites that I like to do. That I would have my clients do and stuff. But yeah, those some of the couple of those exercises that I did yesterday, I had totally forgotten about those. Well, not the one-legged stiff-leggeds because I do those. Oh, good. Um, the one-leg stiff-leggeds I've done with one or two of my clients. All my clients, they're all a little bit different. They all have like different injuries or problems or whatever that we have to work around. So everybody's a little bit different. But I had done those with one or two of my clients. But the row and then the Romanian deadlift, um, I hadn't done that one in a long time, and that's a good one. And also the leg up with the one arm row. I have videos on this channel where I have a workout where I think I did those. Oh, and then the squat and the press. So like back. I'll see if I can find it. So after this uploads and processes, I'll put a card on this video and then a link down below of that workout. But I think it was a timed workout because back then I used to do like blasts, like I called them like 20-minute blasts or 30-minute blasts. That's what I called them, but it's like, yeah, they're I guess called the as many rounds as possible in 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But I used to do some of those back then too. Um, but that one was one that I had forgotten about. And what else? The squat press and yeah, I think what was the first exercise yesterday? Oh, was I think it was the row and the Romanian deadlift. Forgot about that one. So yeah, when you're at home and can't do more than a yeah, the bands can be hard. Um, but when you're at home and you're kind of limited, and yeah, it kind of makes you a little more creative. So I was like, and I thought of another thing that I can do too, which I've made my client do the past couple times, one that I had forgotten about. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try to come back next week though. Um, And I'm going to say either Wednesday or Thursday this week, or next week, Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to try. It depends on how well my working my horse goes, and then getting the video that I want to turn in for the horse show, because it'll be due. It'll be due. What is today? Today's Thursday. It'll be due next Saturday. So I still have lots of time to do that. But if I'm kind of ahead of schedule, I'll try to do a live Wednesday or Thursday. And yeah, I'm gonna try to like really commit to once a week live video. And then what I was saying too, I was saying earlier, the live that I did yesterday, there's some really good parts in there that I think would make like a good video by itself. So I downloaded that video, and I'm going to go ahead and edit it and just pick out like the good parts, like when I was talking about the different things about the focus on the muscle and not letting your focus and another muscle take over. Okay, yeah, leg stuff and glute stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to work on too. It's like I want to get my muscles toned up again. I was talking about talking about legs. My quads did get just a little bit sore, not really that bad. So I'm glad I stopped when I did, because it was enough for me to feel them, but not enough to make me like I was last time. Oh, hi, Susan. Oh, good. Um, yeah, you guys are more fit than I am now. But you guys are whipping me in shape, right? Yeah, so the thing that got the most sore, wait, okay. Can you guys guess what got the most sore? So I did feel my quads a little bit. I feel my I feel my upper back a little bit more than I did earlier. So it's there a little bit. My rear delts are pretty sore. But I'll go ahead and tell you. My glutes, like, yeah, like in really deep and like right up here, they are like, oh. Yeah, so that's from all that, you know, holding that up. That's where I feel that right there. And then from standing on this leg, I feel like my upper hamstring and my inner thigh, and same here. So that probably got the most, was like my upper glutes, not so much the lower part, but like up here and around. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you guys are wanting more leg stuff. That's fine with me. I like the leg stuff. Um, that's actually why I started bodybuilding, is because I wanted my legs and glutes to look like the bodybuilders that I had seen back in the 80s. That's what, like, I didn't want my upper body to really get big. I just liked the lower body, the way that they looked. So that was the reason I started. So it's funny because not too long ago, I think I talked about this in one of my videos, I was talking about full circle. I think that came to me. I don't know if it was in a dream or if it was like out when I was feeding the horses. A lot of things come to me when I'm out feeding the horses, and it's like the words full circle and in the beginning, and it's like I feel like, yeah, everything's coming full circle, so I feel like I'm like brand new, starting all over again. Yeah, I don't either. I think it started to get out of hand. I think I got out like at a good time, you know, um, where the women were starting to get big. Is it true horses can sense how you feel? Yes, they do. Some are more sensitive to it than others. Um, but yeah, they're, especially when you're riding them, because if you think about, um, if you think about the way that the chakras are on a person and the horses, you're sitting on their you're sitting on their solar plex chakra, on their back, right where the saddle would go. And that's where you're like, where you sense things and feel things. So if you're grounded and calm in your body, they feel that. If you're not, they feel your breath. Like I was talking about breath a little bit ago. If you're breathing shallow off the top of your lungs, up here, and you go to sit on a horse, your body's going to be tight. You ever notice how you feel? Like, I know I catch myself sometimes, like if I'm like really focused on something, I start to hold my breath, and it's because I'm like up here, and it's like, wait, I need to stop and catch my breath a second. But it makes your whole body tight, especially like your neck and your traps. But then that follows down into your body, and they can feel that. They sense the tension. So yes, that's true. So, but if you're breathing deep and you're calm, they can feel that too. And I have a couple of them that, if I'm not all the way down and like relaxed, they'll ignore my legs, because they move really well off my legs. And if I'm, say, like at a horse show, when you go to a horse show, you get nervous. It's like I start to hold my breath, and then I can put my leg on them, and they'll just totally ignore it because I'm not in my body. So it makes a difference. And that that goes to one of my favorite sayings is, it's not what you do, it's how you do what you do. So you can have two people do a same movement, and they could be doing it different as far as like how they're doing it. One could be inside their body and one could be outside of their body, and you're going to get two different results depending on how you do what you do. Yeah, and so like back to the 80s look, yeah, coming into the 90s, like for bodybuilding and stuff, women were starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And, I always, after being out of it and everything, and like, later, because when I did it, they didn't have the bikini, the figure, the physique. They just had bodybuilding. They had bodybuilding and they had fitness. And the fitness was the evening gown, the bikini, the routine, which was usually like a gymnastics type routine. So when I was out of it for a while and then came back to it, then they had, the bikini, figure, physique, bodybuilding. I'm like, I want to try the figure. So that's how I started in 2010, was figure. And then I ended up going figure, physique. And then my last show, I was physique bodybuilding again, because I just have that type of body. I have more of a physique bodybuilding type body. I definitely don't have a bikini body or a figure, kind of, but yeah, that just doesn't, bodybuilding fits me more. But looking back, it's like the women were just starting, and the men too. Men, they started to really change too. Like if you look at the way that they looked back in the 80s and 90s and competed, compared to nowadays, it's just like, okay, move your butt. It's just like, it's just changed so much. Their waists are blocky. They don't have like the nice tapered waist and nice abs. It's like they've just gotten blocky. And yeah. So when I first started, it's like, yeah, I liked the way that their butts and their legs looked. That's what I wanted. And I was going to say something else about, wait, was it what? Let me see. What? Yeah, I forget what I was going to say. Oh, but okay. Yeah, I know what I was going to say. I was like, I don't know if you guys were here You guys are just getting here. Let me see. Oh, well, I did show this picture, so before I leave this picture, because this is kind of a throwback Thursday. So that was 1992. That was the day after the 92 Nationals. But that's not what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about, because you guys weren't here for the picture that I posted on the community tab. So I don't know if you guys followed women's bodybuilding. Shoot. Hold on a second. Are you guys still there? Whoops. And then Susan is in my Cliftus Corners group and saw this picture. And shoot, I can't get the writing to go away. Okay, here we go. This picture. So this is how I started off this live video, was with this picture. There we go. Okay. So besides me, that's me. Okay, this is Anne Marie Cook. She competed on the national level. She was a heavyweight. You can see how I'm 4'11", so I don't know how tall she was, but she was pretty tall, and she was a big lady. And then this one right here is Denise Messino, and this girl right here, so she was a lightweight as well. And this girl here, if I remember right, her name is Denise. I don't remember her last name, but she actually competed in the fitness back then. So that's the only two divisions that they had back then, was the bodybuilding and the fitness. But you know, after I came back, I took off and then came back, and they had the bikini figure physique as well as the bodybuilding. You know, it's like, and each year is like, you know, first I think they had the figure. They brought the figure, you know, because they wanted to have a division for women to go into that didn't want to go the bodybuilding route and, you know, get that big, or just didn't have that type of body. I think they kind of made the figure for that. Then you started to see those girls start to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I think they came up with the bikini, you know, because the figure girls were getting bigger. So now they needed another division for girls that didn't want to get as big as the figure girls. And they had the bikini. And I think they, I'm not sure where the physique came in. I'm not sure the order of them. But then, you know, you had your physique that was in between the figure and the bodybuilding. So the women that couldn't really get as big as a bodybuilder or didn't have that body, they had the physique. You know, so they had all these categories, but you saw each one of them getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now the physique girls look like the bodybuilders did back then, and then the bodybuilders were getting huge, and then the bikini girls were starting to look like the figure girls, and it's like I started laughing because that's the way it goes, and it's like pretty soon you're going to have a division of just girls who just don't work out at all. Because each division kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like, that's what happens when you start that journey. You know, you get on that path, and it's like you just want more, 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 more. You just want to get bigger. And then they reward the ones that are getting bigger. So then that makes everybody else want to, like, or have to get bigger in order to do well. So you just have to just keep raising that bar and raising that bar, you know, and it's like it just scoots everybody, you know, to the next division. And it's just but I'm just glad to be out of it, just because of that mind frame. That is a mind frame that you get into, where it's like, you know, I don't think I was ever really satisfied with the way that I looked until after the fact. You know, you're getting ready for a contest, so you're just always in that self-critical mode of like, oh, I have to make this better, I need to get this bigger, I need to get this leaner, I need to get more veins in my arms, I need, you know, there's always something that you need to like do or need to improve. And, that's just kind of like a bottomless pit. It's like you're just never really in the present. You know, I think I was when I was training, I was in the present, but you're just always wanting to move your butt. You're just always wanting to be bigger, wanting to be better for the next show or whatever. And it's like, even the day of the show, I remember even for the USA, it's like I was pretty happy with the way that I looked. It was the best that I had ever looked. But it's like, you know, you can still always pick yourself apart, and then a week or two after the show, when you first see the pictures, like after you compete, you see some pictures, you're like, oh gosh, didn't look as good as I thought I did. I can like improve this and improve that. And, but then you wait like a week or two after the show and you look at those pictures again, you see them in a whole different light because now your body's filled back out again. You've had your water, you've had some junk, and you're feeling kind of fat. And you look at your pictures, you're like, wow, I looked really good then. So it's kind of messed up that you couldn't really enjoy the moment when you were in it. It had to be like 2 weeks later that you finally like enjoyed it. And you're like, wow, I wish I looked like that now. It's just all a matter of like perception, I guess, and like where you are and what you're trying to do. But I'm glad to kind of be away from that. Like one of the things that I was talking about earlier before you guys got here was something that came to me today. An interesting thought was, you know, coming from that mind frame and like wanting to be a perfectionist and getting everything just right, you kind of have like a high standard of like what you want to be or become. The goals that you want to reach. You have a high standard of what it takes, to get that. And it's like, after yesterday's live, I started thinking it's like, I need to kind of like lower my standards a little bit and not be so critical and hard on myself. Then it's like, then it popped in my mind. And the reason this popped in my mind was a video that I had seen of this other girl. And I don't know if you guys have heard of her, Stephanie Buttermore, but her video just popped up in my YouTube last night, and I like watched it, and it's like she went from being really super lean to learning that the video was about a lesson that she needed to learn that she didn't know she needed to learn. And it was interesting because she says, I always felt like I had to be ripped and in really good shape to be credible, to have credibility on a social media platform. And it's like, I could relate because it's like, that's kind of how it makes you feel. And yesterday, I was kind of laughing at myself because, I didn't want to do 3 sets. I just stopped at 2. And I think one thing I only did one. I think the stiff legged deadlifts, I think I only did one of those. And I was like laughing at myself because it's like, who is this going to help? Is this really going to help anybody that's watching? Other than me talking about that other stuff that came out, which that's why I want to, edit it and just take out that part for a separate video. But yeah, it was like funny. And it's like here I'm like thinking I need to lower my standard. It's like, no, you know what? It's like I really need to raise my standard to God's standards because He loves you no matter what. It's not about the way you look. And that's what this girl, her, what she came to the conclusion of, because she was like lean, she looked really good, she had a lot of followers, she has almost 1 million subscribers, she had a lot of followers, but she was tired, she was hungry, she was moody, she would just like snap, at little things. And it's like, that's true. It's like when you look really, really good like that, you don't feel good. So she would do her videos and pretend like she was like happy and everything. And she said, I didn't feel like that. So she actually put on weight and she feels so much better. I've only watched that one video, but she looks like she has some really good videos. So I want to go and watch some of those because that's like really interesting, and that's kind of part of the reason why I think it was hard for me to come back, because you do kind of feel like, you have certain subscribers that subscribe to you, like for me when I was competing and I looked a certain way. Now I don't look that way. And I'm having fun being back here again and talking to you guys. And I think this is going to morph into what it's supposed to morph into. I'm not sure exactly. Like I read a little thing in here a little bit ago, and it's like I want to do that. I want it to be about physical and spiritual health and fitness. You know, it's the physical and the spiritual. And I'm probably not ever going to compete again. You know, the workouts that I do are probably going to be like the ones yesterday. But you know what? It was good for me, and it made me feel good. And, you know, the couple days before when I did arms, I only did like about 5 sets. I got a nice little pump, but I almost didn't do that. But then I was like, it was that standard in my mind of, you know, instead of looking at it from my mind and saying I need to lower my standards a little bit so I can, like, you know, meet those, not be so hard on myself. But it's like, no, you really just need to raise your standards to God's standards, because love yourself no matter what, which I've gotten to that point where it's like, I don't, you know, it's like, I like who I am. I love who I am. I'm happier now than I was when I competed. I don't look like that, but I wasn't happy then, you know, because that takes a lot of time. It's like you don't do anything else. I didn't feel like doing anything else. It's like my life is so full and happy now that it's like, yeah, I don't look like that, but I still feel good. So the reason coming back to this too is to, for quality of life and just to feel fit again, you know. And so what I did yesterday, I listened to my body, and, you know, I got a little bit of soreness. I got a good workout. And the arm workout that I did, I think I did 3 sets of triceps and 2 sets of biceps. And I'm like, you know what? That's good. I don't have to tell anybody how much I did, because it's almost embarrassing for what I used to do to, like, say, yeah, I just did like 5 sets of arms. You know, and it's like it wasn't super, super intense, but it was enough to get me a pump. And it's like I kind of actually felt good after it. And it's like that was another realization for me. It's like instead of not doing it, just do it. Whatever you're going to do, anything is better than nothing. And who cares if, you know, you used to, because it's like I feel like inside, like I need to, like, you know, be on here and train like I used to train, but it's like I just don't have the desire to do that. My desires and goals are different, which I haven't really had any goals for a while. So I started thinking about, what are my goals? My goals are to be able to lift my 35-pound saddle up and do a press and then set it on my horse. Because lately I've been riding again. It's like I noticed, gosh, this feels heavier than it did last year. Need to get to those shoulders again and those arms, and just to feel fit again. And I wouldn't mind being a little tighter and maybe a little bit leaner, but if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to really purposely try to do that yet, because I don't want to. I just want to get back to my working out so I feel stronger and fitter again. Because, yeah, you know, it's like you guys are like past me now, and it's like I feel like the little beginner. I feel like the little beginner coming along. It's like, come on, Clifty, you can do it. I laugh, but I'm happy though. You know, it's all about being happy, and it's all about listening to your body and your fitness level. And yeah, that's what it's about. Are you guys still here? You guys still with me? I have 4 people here. Who's here? Who's here with me? But I thought that was an interesting thought too when I said I needed to lower my standards. It's like, no, God doesn't care about those standards. He wants you to raise your standards to, like, be happy with where you are now. And I have gotten to that point. It's just, I think it has been hard until like a month ago. when I came on here a month ago. Um, it was just hard coming back because every time coming back, I always felt like I needed to be somebody that I wasn't just to fit the channel and the subscribers. And, that's what makes you feel, um, I don't know. It made me feel like I was like still being stuck in the past. And it's like I'm not that anymore. That's a part of me. But it's like I'm in a different space now. And so this channel is going to be more like what it's been lately, and I don't know if it's going to morph into something else. And I have lost some subscribers, but then I've gained some too. So, um, and that girl, Stephanie Buttermore, I think her name is, she talked about that too, that, about losing subscribers. And, she says, you just have to be okay with that. And it's like, I finally gotten to the point where it's like, I'm okay with that because I can't be somebody that I used to be just to make my subscribers happy. It's like I have to be who I am now and where I am now. So anyway, this is going on really long, and does anybody want to ask a question or say anything? Because I'm probably going to end this here pretty soon. No? Okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's any good parts in here too, because if you haven't watched it live, it's hard for somebody, I think, to like watch a live video that's like an hour and 41 minutes. So I might go through and see if there's any good parts and make separate little videos out of that. The lives are just so much easier for me to do because I don't have to edit anything, and I get to like talk to you guys too. But nobody's talking back to me. Okay. Nobody's saying anything? All right. Well, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you guys for coming. Um, yeah, I think this last part I covered some of the stuff that I covered in the beginning of the video. And yeah, and somewhere in there, it's like I read today's message, which was a good message. It was about being in the present. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I might go to my horse channel and do a live there. I didn't do it yesterday. It's windy out today, so I'm going to go ahead and end this and probably do a live in here for that channel. So thank you guys for coming, and hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you soon, okay? Bye-bye.